Hello, my name is Dr. Meutia Irina Mukhlis, and I'm from the Department of Philosophy here at University of Indonesia, and I'm here to answer a couple of questions. The first one, well, it is important for a number of reasons. One, religion plays a big part in the lives of the Indonesian people. It permeates all aspects and stages of the people's lives. True, Indonesia is not a theocratic state, but it is also not a secular state. And we all know that belief in God is also part of the state ideology Pancasila. So it is important to know about how the old and new religions come to develop over time in the country. This will give us a deeper and more comprehensive understanding of the Indonesian people and their culture. And secondly, it is also important to study the history of religions for the purpose of establishing peace and working together to create harmony internally and externally through the shared understanding of the issue. The study of history helps us to understand that positive and negative turns of events that occurred in the past, turning this into a lesson to be modeled for future experiences, of course, if they are positive, or also avoided if they prove to be dangerous for the establishment of peace establishment and harmony. So the hope is that internally we can create a better religious society in the future by improving on the lessons of the past, and also externally by studying the history of religions in Indonesia. We can compare the Indonesian experience with that of another countries, learning of the similarities and differences of each country's experiences. Hopefully, through this exchange, we can open more room for dialogues between different countries with different religious backgrounds in a bid to foster more tolerance among the different countries and religions and also avoid conflict. With regards to the second question, because as I said before, religion forms a significant component in how the Indonesian people construct their identities and conduct their lives. In other words, religion forms a big part of their lives. People live with religion in every stage of their lives, from infancy and adulthood to maturity and death. And this has been true since the earlier times when animalistic beliefs and indigenous religions were the dominant forms of beliefs. These traditional beliefs help them to make sense of who they are and their purpose in life. It helped them too to regulate their lives as well. This is reflected in the diverse religious festivals and celebrations, houses of worship, religious buildings, and sites they erected, as well as various religious activities they hold. And of course, this extends to the realm of public governance, where religion plays an essential role, also in the education sector, politics, economic, and cultural life. The second reason for religion's importance in the lives of the Indonesian people is that it promotes unity and social acceptance within their groups. Religious affiliation could nurture a sense of social identity provided by group membership, which then creates a sense of well-being. The religious grouping help individuals to internalize shared beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. The perception of such communal attributes forms one's sense of meaning, purpose, and belonging, which, when later, improves one's well-being. Being part of the community is an integral aspect of happiness, especially for those in a collectivist society such as Indonesia. The Indonesian government has recognized 6 official state religions, namely Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Catholicism, and Protestantism, as well as Confucianism. Each religion comes with its own rich historical narrative that begins with its arrival in the archipelago. Of the 6 official state religions, Islam is the dominant religion. Indonesia has the largest Muslim population in the world. However, what is interesting about Indonesia is that although around 87.4% of the population subscribe to the Islamic religion, according to 2022 data, but it is not an Islamic state, and Islam is not officially recognized as a state religion, although a large portion of the public life is regulated according to its norms. This has often created a tension in the population, particularly when the majority tries to impose their beliefs on the minority who does not share that beliefs. But the situation has not always been like this. Islamic dominance only started to take hold around the 16th century, and prior to this, Indonesia played host to the Hindu or Buddhist kingdoms, particularly in the islands of Java and Sumatra. These kingdoms brought with them their religions and spread it throughout the entire population. Hence, in the earlier years, the Indonesian people were adherents of the Hindu or Buddhist religions, and the popularity and stronghold of this religion can still be felt even today. Although today believers of the Hindu and Buddhist religion only make up a minority of 2.5% of the total population, the teachings of this ancient religion can still be felt in other parts of Indonesia as well. In fact, this popularity has triggered a divide within the Islamic community, splitting the community into two groups, one which identifies itself as the purist Islam and those of the non-purist variety. The purist side has accused the non-purist variety of combining elements of Hinduism or Buddhism with Islamic teaching, producing a brand of Islam that is known as syncretic Islam, which in the eyes of the purist is a violation of the Islamic creed. Despite the divide, however, the syncretic form of Islam remains popular among the people today. The other believers make up the rest of the population. Protestantism in Indonesia is the second most popular religion in the country, accounting for about 7.5% of the population in 2022, and are mostly concentrated in areas such as Maluku, Minahasa, and North Sumatra. This is later followed by Catholicism with 3.1%, and lastly Confucianism, which was recognized as an official religion for the second time in 1999.